Good morning, everyone. I am Colleen May Trozona Sigisabal. I am with Fatima Bayang Itik, and we are the reporters from Group 1. Today, we are going to solve a problem applying Pólya'S 4 steps in problem solving. But before we start, let me introduce to you George Póly'a. George Póly'a was born on December 13, 1887. He was a mathematics educator who strongly believed that the skill of problem solving can be taught. He developed a framework known as Pólya'S 4 steps in problem solving. This process addressed the difficulty of students in problem solving. He firmly believed that the most efficient way of learning mathematical concepts is through problem solving, and students and teachers become a better problem solver. Now let us have the 4 phases that can be identified in the process of solving problems. First step is to understand the problem. Needless to say that if you do not understand the problem, you can never solve it. It is also often true that if you really understand the problem, you can see a solution. So, ang buot pasabot ani is, if wala ka kasabot sa usa ka problem, dili gyud na mahitabo nga makasolve ka ana nga problem. Pero, if nakasabot jud ka pag-ayo sa usa ka problem, then you can see a solution. Makakita ka og solution kung unsaon siya pag-solve. Step 2 is to devise a plan. Gimension ni Póly'a nga naay daghang reasonable nga ways para makasolve ta og problems. And the skill at choosing an appropriate strategy is best learned by solving many problems. You will find choosing a strategy increasingly easy. So, naay partial list sa mga strategies nga included. So, we have to guess and check, look for a pattern, make an orderly list, draw a picture, eliminate possibilities, solve a simpler problem, use symmetry, then we have to use a model, we have to consider special cases, work backwards, use direct reasoning, and use a formula. Then we have to solve an equation, and thus is to be ingenious.
Hi, I am Fatima Itik, and I am here to discuss Step 3, Carrying Out the Problem. This step is usually easier than devising the plan. In general, all you need is care and patience. Given that you have necessary skills, persist with the plan that you have chosen. If it continues not to work, discard it and choose another. Don't be misled. This is how mathematics is done, even by professionals. First is be patient. You should be patient in everything you do, so that you will succeed in your main goal. Next is work carefully. You should work carefully so that you can avoid mistakes. Next is modify the plan or try a new plan. Next, keep until something works. Next, implement the strategy or strategies in step 2. Next is try another strategy if the first one isn't working. Next, keep a complete and accurate record of your work. And lastly, be determined and don't get discouraged if the plan does not work immediately. So step 3, carrying out the problem. In this step, the problem is visible, which you must have patience in order to solve your problem. You need a lot of plan in case your first plan doesn't work out. Step 4, looking back. Póly'a mentioned that much can be gained by taking the time to reflect and look back at what you have done, what worked, and what didn't. Doing this will enable you to predict what strategy to use to solve future problems. And this strategy will help and guide us to solve our problems. So by the step name itself, looking back, it is the time to reflect or to review on your work if everything is correct or in order.
Now it's time for us to solve a problem. So the problem is, one number is 8 less than another number. If the sum of the two numbers is 214, find each number. In this section, we will apply Pólya'S strategy. Step 1 is to understand the problem. You have to make sure that you read the problem as many times as possible in line with how you understand it. We are looking for two numbers, and since we can write the one number in terms of another number, we will use variables to represent them. Let x is equals to another number, and x minus 8 is equals to one number that is 8 less than another number. Next, we will do step 2. Step 2 is to devise a plan. So, ato siyang i-translate. So, the sum of the two numbers is 214. Therefore, x minus 8 plus x is equals to 214. In step 3, we will carry out the plan, or we will solve the problem. So let us have x minus 8 plus x is equals to 214. Now we will combine like terms. So 2x minus 8 is equals to 214. And the opposite of subtracting 8 is adding 8. So plus 8 is equals to 214 plus 8. And then the opposite of multiplying 2 is dividing 2. So we will come to 2x divided by 2 is equals to 222 divided by 2. So the answer is x is equals to 111, which is another number. And then we will solve for x minus 8, since x is equals to 111. So copy 8 minus x minus 8, and then we will have 111 minus 8 is equals to 103. So 103 is one number that is 8 less than another number. Now lastly, in step 4, we will look back to check and interpret. So if we add 111 and 103, a number 8 less than 111, we will get a result of 214. So the final answer is one number is 111 and the other number is 103. Before we will end our report, we have something to ponder on. Solving problems is a practical art, like swimming or skiing or playing the piano. You can learn it only by imitation and practice, by George Pólya'S. And that would be all. Thank you.